Hey everyone, welcome back to the Good Girl Box. Today's topic is a tough one, but it's also necessary. We're discussing what it really means when men in our lives, the ones who claim to love and support us, choose to back leaders whose policies directly impact women's rights and restrict our freedoms. It can feel personal because for many of us, it is personal. So let's dig in. What message does this send? Why does it matter so much? And how can we respond to this letdown in a way that protects our values and voices? For generations, women have fought tirelessly for equality. Every step forward has been hard won. Yet, the promise of equality remains unfulfilled. Men often say they support women, but their actions at the ballot box tell a different story. Voting for restrictive policies betrays the values they claim to uphold. It's a painful reminder that progress is fragile. The right to vote is precious, but it's meaningless if votes undermine the rights of half the population. It's easy to say you support women's rights. It costs nothing to voice agreement or offer empty platitudes. The true measure of support lies in action, in the choices we make and the leaders we elect. When a man claims to champion women's rights, but then casts a vote for a candidate who seeks to restrict access to health care, he's living a contradiction. He's choosing to prioritize ideology over the well-being of women. These votes have very real consequences. They determine access to health care, economic opportunity, and even personal safety. They shape the social and legal landscape in which women live, work, and raise families. This dissonance between words and actions creates a climate of uncertainty and distrust. It forces women to question the sincerity of those who claim to be allies and erodes the foundation of genuine partnership. The consequences of anti-women votes extend far beyond the individual. They create ripple effects that are felt throughout society, impacting families, communities, and the nation as a whole. Restricting access to reproductive health care doesn't just limit choices. It puts women's health at risk. It forces them to carry unwanted pregnancies to term, potentially jeopardizing their physical and emotional well-being. Policies that fail to address the gender pay gap perpetuate economic inequality, making it harder for women to provide for themselves and their families. This economic vulnerability has far-reaching consequences, impacting everything from housing security to educational opportunities for future generations. When women are denied equal rights and opportunities, society as a whole suffers. We lose out on the talents, perspectives, and contributions of half the population. We create a system that is inherently unfair and unsustainable. Finding our voice. Empowering women in the face of betrayal. In the face of betrayal, it's easy to feel defeated, but despair is not an option. We must channel our anger into action, fight for our rights, and hold those in power accountable. Raise our voices, speak truth to power, and demand better. Challenge the status quo and refuse empty promises. Our voices have power, especially when we speak together. Educate ourselves and others about the issues at stake. Engage in open and honest dialogue. Support organizations that champion women's rights. These organizations work tirelessly to advocate for change and empower women. Our support, both financial and through active participation, is essential. A call to action. Bridging the gap between words and deeds. To the men who claim to be allies, we issue a call to action. Match your words with deeds. Vote for leaders who will champion women's rights, not erode them. Use your privilege to amplify women's voices, not silence them. Challenge sexism and misogyny wherever you encounter them. Be true allies, not just in word, but in action. True equality requires a fundamental shift in mindset, a recognition that women's rights are human rights. It demands a commitment to dismantling the systems of oppression that hold women back and creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The fight for equality is a shared responsibility. It's time for men to stand with women, not against them. It's time to bridge the gap between words and deeds and create a future where everyone is treated with dignity, respect, and equality. Thank you for joining me on the Good Girl Box today. This is a difficult topic, but it's one we can't ignore. We can stand strong, hold people accountable, and continue building a future where our rights and voices aren't up for negotiation. Remember, true support isn't just words. It's action. It's respect. It's a commitment to equality. And it's about standing alongside us, not against us, in the pursuit of a world where we all deserve equal rights and the freedom to make our own choices. Until next time, let's keep raising our voices, demanding accountability, and standing together. Because we're stronger together, and we're not going anywhere.